What's up, guys? It's the trucking guy coming at you again. I got a quick little video to make. If you would, subscribe, like, comment. But anyway, I'm talking to a guy here a little bit ago, man. He's wanted to lease on. He had some questions, and the question basically was, I'm on with somebody now, driving their truck, and they'll lease me on. I just bought my truck and stuff. They're gonna lease me on at 25%. So basically, that's a 75-25 split, right? And he said, but I'm just kind of weighing my options. He said he was talking to his dad, and his dad said, 25% giving up is too much. And it had me thinking, that's a common issue for people, right? Is, how much to pay, how much to give up when they're starting their business and so on and so forth. So, excuse me. Basically, when you're signing on, there's a lot of other factors that go into it other than the percentage that you're giving up, which I think 25 is too high. That's why we don't do that. We start everybody off at 20. And depending on experience and different things, there's some negotiation, how long you've been with us. If you're bringing on more than one truck, there's some other factors there. But one of the biggest, things, most people come on at 20%, right? But I gave him kind of an example. I said, okay, well, he was, talking about, could you do 90 and this? And I said, no, I can't do it. It's too much work for us, right? To do it at 90% with Hotshot. He had a setup. That's what he was talking about, was Hotshot. But basically I said, no, we couldn't do it. And I explained to him why, right? One of the reasons, just to have a little bit of insight, is, we average, based on how many weeks you might work in a month and how many months you're going to work a year, over that whole year, if we average, say, $200 to $300 a week per truck, and you net us, say, $8,000 because you're off a couple weeks for family things, mechanical issues, trucks broke down, or just vacation, right? You're not going to work 12 months a year. There's going to be times you don't want to work, you want to go home, you're snowed in, you have slow revenue, you take days off, your truck breaks down, maybe it's major, maybe it's not. Maybe you're off for a couple days, couple weeks, or a month because of a motor or a transmission or something crazy. But something like that happens. So you're only going to work X amount of time in a year, right? And in that time, you generate enough revenue for us, say it's $8,000, right? Just hypothetically, okay? Out of $8,000, we have to dispatch you. We have to pay factoring fees to be able to pay you quickly, which we pay after every load, okay? That's a benefit here at Moneypenny, is we pay the day after. So you get picked Monday, you pick up, Tuesday you deliver, money's in the bank Wednesday morning, okay? But basically, that one of the situations we're talking about, $8,000 in a year, is, all the things that we have to cover. We work hard to make that money, right? We make it on volume over a mini trucks and be able to offset the cost of me not having to drive anymore, or, things, so on and so forth. So you come on, we average $8,000 in that time period of a year for doing all the work that we do for you, right? And using our authority and so on. But in that time frame, you have a claim, $2,500, okay? Now, anything under a certain portion, we don't turn it over to insurance, because it would make our insurance premiums rise. Next year, maybe our carrier won't keep us. They'll say, no, you had too many claims on your loss runs, your liability. We'll see you later. We're not going to take you again. We don't want you on our book of business. And other carriers are doing the same thing. They say, no, we don't want you, or they will take us, but it's going to be X amount of money, and it's just not realistic. We can't, relay that cost to our guys at $3,000 or $4,000 a month. Nobody's going to want to lease on with us, and we can't make any money. So we're not going to turn it over to insurance if there's a claim for $2,500. What we're going to do is pay it. If it's something you did wrong, or something that we can't prove that you did wrong, and we're going to take it out. Say it is something you did wrong, we're going to take it out of your pay over X amount of time, and weeks or whatever, and then you basically pay for the claim. Okay, so say you had one claim like that, $2,500, and we only made $8,000, right? And we're taking that out, and you didn't quite get to pay enough. Then you get another claim for $6,000, right, or $5,000, right there at the threshold, right? Well, at that point, you quit. You say, man, I'm not paying this back. Screw off, whatever. I'm responsible for that, right? So if I'm not turning it over to insurance in order to benefit me, so I don't have claims on my loss runs, and I can get insurance and relay those cheaper premiums over to the drivers that I'm trying to bring on, I'm responsible to pay that. Well, you just quit, right? So I did all that work for you for nothing, basically, because I have to pay that claim. Or say you flip the truck, in order to get the loads released, and the loads weren't damaged, or whatever, back to where they go, or say they were damaged, I still have to get them released. Otherwise, there's theft and larger claims, 50,000, whatever. I still have to get those out. Maybe it costs $5,000 to get your truck and trailer out. You didn't have the money, and I have to pay to have those loads shipped or send one of my trucks to go get it or whatever, have it shipped to the where it was picked up from, or maybe they want it to the receiver on the other end, whatever. I'm responsible to take care of all those issues, right? So that stuff cost me $10,000, and I only made $2,500 on you, or $5,000 or whatever in that year. So you cost me money, you didn't make me money. And everybody thinks, oh, I'll get a 20 truck fleet, I can do this, I can do that, I can make money, I can sit on the beach. Well, it's not that simple. Things might happen that deter you from making money, and you already worked really hard and you made the money. But now they just cost you $5,000, $8,000, whatever that situation is. That's why it's not really smart to do 90%. That's just kind of my point, right? But the point of this video was to tell him that he could go on with somebody at 90%, and maybe their dispatch sucks, right? Maybe they're not getting him, but $1.50 a mile average. Maybe he's not getting good loads. Maybe he's not, his insurance is $2,500 a month, right? So I said, you could do a situation like that, okay, and you don't know what you're going into, but you're paying 90%. Or you could come on with us and pay 20%, and our insurance is much cheaper, much lower. Most guys are paying around $1,000 a month, or it just depends on your, obviously, different factors, MVR, value of equipment, things like that. But, everybody's a little bit different. But say that's about the case, or we're averaging, say, $2 a mile, right? Well, that increase in revenue and that savings on insurance premiums, and maybe there's other savings, different things, right? And we also have a better system of DOT compliance or whatever. Those things offset the cost of paying 20%, because of the 90%, you weren't getting those things. You weren't getting $2 a mile. You had expensive insurance. So 90% with those other costs is the same thing, if not more than 20% with the savings and the increased revenue, right? And cash flow is a big thing, right? Maybe in that company, they paid you every 2 weeks with a 90%, or once a week. And here we pay after every load. So you have cash flow to make your business work smoothly, right? You'd be able to afford breakdowns, tires, fuel, things that happen. So you don't even really need a fuel card in our situation. You can basically run it on your credit card or debit card, or a case-by-case basis, and do it that way. I would recommend, if you can get a discount, get a fuel card, or just try to shop at the mom and pops, do whatever you can to save money, because fueling is a big deal. But that's a whole other topic. This video was basically just a comparison on paying 90% to a carrier to lease on from your business, and that carrier not being as good. Maybe they are. I'm not saying they're not. They could be giving you the same savings and booking $2 a mile, then you have a kick-ass deal. That'd be great. You should sign up, and do that, and tell all your friends about it, right? But if that carrier is not doing those things, and they're not setting it up to have a driver-friendly, environment where they're saving money for the driver, making the driver's job less stressful, giving you the good freight, paying you well, taking care of you, being transparent, not being around the bush, lying to you, your check's going to be there next week, this, that, next week. If you're not getting that there, then obviously you should lease onto somebody like us. I'm not saying us per se, but there's plenty of companies out there that do a good job. They'll save you money on insurance. They're there if you have an issue or a problem. What are you going to do, like the video that I made, in a situation where you have a flip over? Are you with the company at that 90% that can help you take care of that? Or are you with a company that you're paying 20% that can actually afford to take care of a problem like that? And some things maybe are out of our control. If you have a major situation happen, it's going to cost $20,000, $30,000 to remedy it. We're going to go the insurance route, or we're going to do other things. Maybe we're not able to take care of it. But in a situation like that, what do you think the best decision is? In my opinion, I would rather sign on to the guy at 20% that's got better insurance rates. The insurance is taken out weekly. I don't have to pay anything up front. Maybe the guy with 90%, you have to pay him $2,000 to sign on up front, and you have to pay for your tag, and you have to pay, basically a man, I'm going blank here. But basically, they're holding an escrow, right? And maybe with the 20% guy, you don't have to pay nothing up front for a deposit on the insurance. They're back charging your plate, so you don't have to pay anything up front for that as well. And there's no escrow, and whatever. So there's more of a spread of information that you need to know when you're signing on than just 90 and the percentage that you're giving up. Because I know guys that, one way we used to do back in the day is the logos, right? We used to make the guys go get them. Now we provide them. So when you sign on, we provide the logo, different things. Are they providing the ELD? Are they not providing the ELD? Are they providing the trailer? Are they not providing the trailer? Are they paying a portion of the cargo liability insurance? There's so many different factors. I'm not saying that we do those things, but you know, we might in the future. You know, we're trying to make a better program for the drivers. So you know, everybody that knows about us or calls us, you can call me about leasing on, and you have any of those questions about how we do things here, I'd be glad to answer them. I'd be glad to give you any references. Also, that guy, especially in Hotshot, man, Hotshot, there's a lot of companies that rip people off. They have 1, 2 trucks. They try to make it out like they have a bunch of trucks and they just sign you on. They don't pay you. They put you in Montana in the middle of nowhere. You're screwed. You're out of money, and it's a bad deal, right? So try to get references. You know, I give guys, drivers that work with us all the time. They'll call, hey, do you have any references? Absolutely. I'll give them 3 or 4 guys. They'll call, hey, how do you like working there? How, you know, what kind of things do you haul? What are you getting paid? Do you ever have any problems getting paid? What's your insurance premiums cost? You know, things like that. So you can actually see what and when you're dealing with these smaller companies, obviously if you're dealing with these major conglomerates, you're signing on semis, you know, the JB Hunts of the world and the Primes and the Swifts and the, you know, Knights and all them, obviously their stuff's kind of laid out right there. And most people know how they do business already. A lot of guys job hop, so it's easy to find information on the web about how they do things. And videos, different content on YouTube and stuff. But these smaller companies, man, that run 1 truck, 10 trucks, whatever, you know, you really need to kind of do your research and compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges, and not just say, oh, he's taking 25 and he's taking 90, and then pick the 90 guy when the 25% company would have been a way better option for you. You know, it would have been a way safer place. It would have been more guaranteed money. It would have been cheaper insurance premiums. It would have been, you know, whatever. So that's what I would say when looking at a company to lease on, especially in Hotshot. Then, you know, go to a company that has those type of things for you. You know, even if you got to give up 25%, but they're netting you, you know, 250 mile average, they're paying next day, you have less insurance premiums, you have less costs here, you're actually going to be at the same, if not in a better position than if you signed on with the guy at 90% and had higher insurance and so on and so forth. So that's my 2 cents for the day, guys. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out, comment on the videos, message me direct. You can call me, my number's available. If you need anything at all, please feel free to reach out. I'll be glad to consult on you on your business, how to open your own thing, do your own thing, lease on, or coming on with us and partnering and teaming with us. So, you know, I appreciate you guys tuning in. Catch me on the next one. See you.